according to Riley Dennis, having a preference and being discriminatory are the same thing. Something doesn't seem quite right about that. Hey all, my name is Xcore, and Jesus, I'm actually making a video today. What? I'm also trying out a different format with my responding videos, as you can see by the video clip that's playing right now. But anyway, let's get on with what this video is actually about. Let's just play the clip.
Would you date someone who's trans?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's black?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's fat?
Maybe.
Would you date someone who's disabled?
Depends on the disability.
Now, honestly, I don't know what your answer is to those questions, but I've met a surprising number of people who would say no to all, or at least some of them.
That's why I'm telling you.
Their argument is that it's just a preference, and that you can't control who you're attracted to.
Okay, so that's a perfectly valid reason.
I think most of the time that this is brought up, it's in regards to race. I'll link to a couple really good videos in the description about racial dating preferences, but in this video, I want to talk about our other biases. Let's start with trans people. Would you date a trans person, honestly? Think about it for a second.
Wait, something seems very familiar about this. Let me think.
Would you date someone who's trans? Maybe. Would you date someone who's black? Maybe. Would you date someone who's fat? Maybe. Would you date someone who's disabled? Depends on the disability.
Ah, yes, I remember now.
Okay, got your answer? Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory.
Fuck off, Riley. There's a difference between preference and discrimination, for fuck's sake.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're a horrible person who hates trans people. There was probably a time in my life when I said I wouldn't date a trans person. But since then, I've thought critically about it and changed my mind.
Okay, good for you. You've changed your decision. That's awesome. Not everyone is going to do that. Not everyone is the same as you.
I could sit here and show you photos of conventionally attractive trans people. There are definitely trans people who you would never know are trans unless they told you, because they pass for cis.
That's the thing. If they pass, then there's no problem. Say if you're a gay guy and you want to date a dude and you meet this guy, he's awesome, you like him, you guys get together, and you find out that he's trans and he hasn't had an operation yet, that's probably a deal breaker, especially if you're looking for a more sexual relationship. If you're not looking for a sexual relationship, then sure, that works. But if you are looking for a more intimate relationship, you're going to have an expectation of what you're going to be receiving from the other person.
And that might convince some of you, but I think arguing that you would only like a trans person if you didn't know they were trans is a poor argument. I think you could be attracted to any trans person, whether they pass or not. I think the main concern that people have in regards to dating a trans person is that they won't have the genitals that they expect.
And that's why I don't date. That, and also I just don't like people.
Because we associate penises with men and vaginas with women, some people think they could never date a trans man with a vagina or a trans woman with a penis.
That is not discrimination. That is called sexual preference. If you're a gay man or a straight woman, you're gonna want a person with a dick. If you're a gay female or a straight man, you're gonna want a person with a vagina. It's not rocket science, Riley. This is biology. This is how the brain works.
But I think that people are more than their genitals. I think that you could feel attraction to someone without knowing what's between their legs. And if you were to say that you're only attracted to people with vaginas or people with penises, it really feels like you're reducing people just to their genitals. You're kind of objectifying them, but you're thinking of them more as genitals than objects. So I guess you're kind of genitalifying them?
Really? Come on. Riley, you're not funny. You're not funny at all. We've been over this. It's sexual preference. God damn it. At this point, you're basically saying that your sexual preference is a choice, which you guys have been fighting for so long to prove and make people realize that it's not a choice. And now you're going the opposite direction. You are the definition of regressive.
Anyway, my point is, we have implicit biases that we were raised with or that we developed over time, and they can be hard to get rid of. And I think this can be especially prominent within the queer community. Gay men...
That was quite the jump cut. maybe leave a pause in between your jump cuts.
Gay men often pride themselves on being disgusted by vaginas, and the same goes for lesbian women with penises. It's difficult because some queer people have built their sexual identities on these repulsions.
I've actually never seen that before in my life, and I know quite a few gay, lesbian, and bisexual people, so. In fact, the only time that I've ever really seen this is with straight men, but that's just what I've seen and what I've experienced.
But I don't think they're innate at all. If you met someone who was extremely attractive, had a great personality, but didn't have the genitals that you wanted, you might be surprised to find that it isn't a deal breaker.
Except it is a deal breaker, Riley. Jesus Christ, why do I have to keep going over this over and over and over again with you? It's like talking to a kindergartner. Listen to my words. It's called sexual preference. You know, sexual preference, sexual orientation, the thing that you guys have been fighting for the rights of for 10 years and more.
As someone who is trans and gay, sometimes people ask me with a very accusatory tone if I would date a girl with a penis. Because there's this stereotype that trans lesbians are just predatory cis men creeping on cis women.
Well, if you really are a trans woman and you really are a gay trans woman, then no, you probably wouldn't be attracted to a person with a penis. Because, as you said, you are a gay trans woman. AKA, you like the vagina, the pussy, the clitoris, the coochie moochie. You get what I'm saying?
But the thing is, I absolutely could be attracted to a woman with a penis.
Then that makes you bisexual, not gay. There's nothing wrong with calling yourself bisexual, Riley. Just putting that out there.
I could be attracted to any woman, cis or trans. If I find you attractive, I don't care what you have down there.
What about a woman who is a trans man? Looking at you, Milo, or Quinby. Fucking hell.
But we know that sexual orientations are more innate than learned. They're more nature and less nurture. Gay conversion therapy has been proven not to work, but you can unlearn your own prejudices. It just takes time and conscious effort.
You're absolutely correct. Gay conversion therapy doesn't work at all. You know why? Because your sexual preference is not a choice. It is hardwired into your brain and into your system. And conversion therapy has been proven time and time again to be more harmful to the participant than a positive experience for them.
And the way that we talk about potentially dating trans people has a lot in common with the way we discuss other preferences. Saying that you're not attracted to fat people isn't innate. It's informed by a society that tells you that being thin is ideal.
Actually, that has a lot to do with biology. When you see a fat person, your body thinks, oh, that person's unhealthy. A lot of people are going to be attracted to thinner people because those people are healthy, and your brain registers them as, oh, they're healthy. They are an ideal mate. That person is going to produce good offspring.
Everything in the media you consume is bombarding you with messages that skinny is beautiful and fat is ugly.
Again, that has a lot to do with biology and how the human brain thinks and how the human brain perceives other people. Thin typically means healthy. Fat typically means unhealthy. And when I say thin, I don't mean like horrendously scary, anorexic thin. That is also very unhealthy. I mean your average weight type thin. That is healthy.
And even the nicest of people absorb these messages to some degree. But again, if you find someone attractive and really enjoy spending time with them, there's no reason why their weight should be a factor. Especially since we know that the relationship between weight and health is extremely complex, and you really can't make any moral judgments on a person based on their weight.
While I do partially agree with your statement about moral judgments and weight, there are things that you do have to take into consideration. Yes, while not all fat people can control their weight, for example, someone with a thyroid disease or someone with another health-related condition can't control their weight as easily as somebody who doesn't have a health condition. However, with most overweight people, you can look at them and think, that person doesn't take care of themselves. That person doesn't eat right. That person doesn't exercise. That person does not give a shit about their overall health. If you are a healthy person, unless you are into that, why would a healthy person want to be with an unhealthy person? Why would somebody who lives a healthy lifestyle want to spend their time and efforts on someone who doesn't give a shit?
And lastly, let's talk about disabled people. Disabilities come in a very wide range, from being deaf to being in a wheelchair to only having one arm, and I think it's pretty ridiculous to say that you couldn't be attracted to any person who has any of those disabilities. Disabilities can happen to anyone. Someone you're extremely attracted to today could become disabled tomorrow.
I think this has more to do with other things than just attraction. Say, if I was somebody who liked going on hikes, why would I want to be in a relationship with someone who can't walk and can't go on a hike with me? Or if you're someone who likes to go to concerts and music shows and music festivals, you can't really enjoy those if you're going with a deaf person. Or in my case, I'm an artist, so I can't share my practice with a blind person.
And that shouldn't make your attraction to them disappear. Though if it does, it might not be because of them, but rather because you have some preconceived ideas about disabled people that are just inaccurate and harmful. Unsurprisingly, this is another case of the media telling you that a certain group isn't attractive. Disabled people are rarely romantic leads. Their stories in movies and TV shows are often tragic, but that doesn't reflect the reality that disabled people can be happy and have dating lives and be attractive. Now, if you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted to them. I'm not going to tell you that you have to be attracted to this fat person or that trans person or that disabled person.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning of your video, Riley? We could have been done and over with this in an instant. Why did you go on this big long tangent and then at the end of your video go, oh well, your preference is a preference, you can't change it? Get your fucking head straight, man.
But the more you work at unlearning your own prejudices, the more you'll be able to see people from these groups as people rather than tired stereotypes. Unlearning our own biases doesn't happen overnight, and I don't have a step-by-step instruction guide for you. But I think if you can accept that these prejudices exist in all of us, even you can identify them when they come up and work to change how you think about them.
Just because a few people may not be attracted to others who might have a little more melanin in their skin or a little more melanin in their hair does not mean that nobody is going to find them attractive. While some people might find fat people very unattractive, other people might find fat people to be the ideal mate, while finding thin people horrendously unattractive. But oh, they're fine because they like fat people, and skinny shaming is perfectly fine. Go fat acceptance. Encouraging women to eat themselves to death since 2014.
It will most likely be a long, slow process, but I think it's worth it. Because these dating preferences are ultimately harmful to people who don't fit into your box of what a conventionally attractive person looks like. It makes people feel isolated, alone, and unwanted to hear that they're universally unattractive to people.
I'm not the most attractive guy on the block. I don't give a shit. Do you honestly think I care?
I don't think there's anyone out there who somebody doesn't find attractive. We're sold this image of the conventionally attractive person, but in reality, all kinds of people around the world are constantly dating, having sex, finding people attractive, getting married. It's not only the conventionally attractive who find love or have sex.
Based on that, didn't you just break your whole entire video?
So by working on ourselves to dispel that idea, we can make the world a more welcoming and loving place for everybody, no matter how they look. This video is a part of my Feminism with Riley series that I'm doing in collaboration with Everyday Feminism, a website dedicated to helping you stand up to and break down everyday oppression. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos about various feminist topics.
Oh dear God. Yeah, let's see how that went. Let's see. 1,576 likes. 36,609 dislikes. I think you should work on your videos a little bit more, Riley. I think you should work on yourself. Putting out videos like this, no one is subscribing to you except the regressive leftists. Well, that's all for today. Oh boy, that was quite an adventure. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the hell you have. Leave a comment down below giving me your thoughts on the video and what you think I should be doing next. Also, don't forget to smash down that subscribe button so you won't miss the next video. Have a good day or night. I'm not in control of how time works. And I'll see you all next time. Later.